Heading: The definition and scope of economics. Explanation. Economics is a comprehensive discipline that delves into the intricate mechanisms of how societies manage their limited resources to fulfill boundless desires and requirements. At its core, economics explores the decision-making processes undertaken by individuals, businesses, and governments when confronted with the fundamental challenge of scarcity. In simple terms, scarcity refers to the condition where the resources available to society fall short of meeting the unlimited wants and needs of its members. As a result, economics study endeavors to unravel the strategies and systems employed to allocate these scarce resources effectively. By investigating the choices made by individuals, businesses, and governments, economics provides valuable insights into the intricate web of economic interactions. It examines the factors that influence decision-making, such as cost, benefits, incentives, and trade-offs, while considering the constraints imposed by scarcity. Through the lens of economics, we can gain a deeper understanding of how societies tackle the complex task of resource allocation. This understanding encompasses various aspects, including production, consumption, distribution, and the mechanisms that shape the overall functioning of markets and economies. In summary, economics serves as a multifaceted field of study that elucidates the intricate processes through which societies address scarcity. It uncovers the decision-making strategies employed by individuals, businesses, and governments, shedding light on how resources are allocated to satisfy the infinite wants and needs of individuals and the collective as a whole. Heading: Understanding the concept of an economy. Explanation. An economy can be described as the intricate system that governs the organization, production, and distribution of resources within a society. It encompasses the diverse activities involved in the creation and exchange of goods and services, ultimately aimed at satisfying the needs and desires of individuals and the collective. At its core, an economy serves as the backbone of a society's functioning, providing the framework within which various economic agents, such as individuals, businesses, and governments, interact. It encompasses a wide range of activities, including the production of goods and services, the allocation of resources, and the distribution of income and wealth. The production aspect of an economy involves the process of transforming inputs, such as raw materials, labor, and capital, into final goods and services. This production can occur in various sectors, such as agriculture, manufacturing, and services, each contributing to the overall output of the economy. Exchange, another crucial element of an economy, involves the trading of goods and services between individuals, businesses, and governments. This exchange occurs through various channels, such as markets, where buyers and sellers interact to determine the prices and quantities of goods and services being exchanged. The ultimate aim of an economy is to fulfill the needs and wants of individuals and society as a whole. This encompasses not only the basic necessities of life but also the broader range of desires and aspirations that individuals seek to satisfy. The economy plays a pivotal role in allocating resources efficiently to ensure that these needs and wants are met to the greatest extent possible. Furthermore, an economy is influenced by a multitude of factors, including government policies, technological advancements, cultural norms, and external forces such as international trade and global economic conditions. These factors shape the dynamics of an economy, affecting its overall performance and influencing the well-being of individuals and the society they belong to. In summary, an economy represents the intricate system through which resources are organized, produced, and distributed within a society. It encompasses activities such as production and exchange, with the overarching goal of satisfying the needs and wants of individuals and society as a whole. Understanding the complexities of an economy requires consideration of various factors and dynamics that influence its functioning and outcomes. Heading: Key sectors in an economy and their roles. Explanation. In any economy, there are three primary sectors that play distinct roles in the overall functioning and dynamics of the economic system. These sectors are the household sector, the business sector, and the government sector. Understanding their functions and interactions is crucial for comprehending the complexities of an economy. 1. Household sector. The household sector comprises individuals and families within a society. These households are responsible for the consumption of goods and services, representing the demand side of the economy. They play a fundamental role in the economy as consumers, as they express their preferences and needs through their choices of what to buy and consume. Households engage in various economic activities, such as earning income through employment, entrepreneurship, or investments. This income, in turn, enables them to purchase goods and services from the business sector. The household sector also involves saving and investment decisions, which influence the overall level of economic growth and prosperity. 2. Business sector. The business sector consists of firms and enterprises involved in the production and provision of goods and services. These entities operate in diverse industries and sectors, ranging from agriculture and manufacturing to services and technology. Firms within the business sector utilize resources such as labor, capital, and raw materials to transform inputs into finished products or services. They respond to the demands of the household sector by producing and supplying goods and services in the market. The business sector encompasses a wide range of activities, from small businesses to large corporations, and plays a vital role in generating income, employment opportunities, and economic growth. 3. Government sector. The government sector comprises various governmental bodies and institutions responsible for public administration and the provision of public goods and services. Governments enact policies, regulations, and laws that shape the overall economic environment and influence the activities of households and businesses. The government sector plays a multifaceted role in the economy. It provides essential public goods and services such as infrastructure, education, healthcare, and defense. Additionally, governments collect taxes from the household and business sectors to finance public expenditure. Through fiscal and monetary policies, the government sector also seeks to stabilize the economy, promote economic growth, and address societal challenges. The interactions between these sectors form the foundation of an economy. The household sector's consumption drives demand, which, in turn, influences the production decisions of the business sector.